happy Thursday. We are done with our check-ins for the week, did our measurements, weight, took our creatine, drank our coffee, went to the gym, got our workout in, and are heading home to do some cardio. And I think that what I'm going to talk about this week are my workouts and how I stay fit. We talk a little bit about cardio and other things I do to stay active and kind of the reasoning why. But yeah, I think we will start talking about that here in a second. Okay, bye. Okay, so I didn't know how I wanted to show you guys this, so this is kind of what I came up with. As you can see, these are accurate representations of what I look like. Triangle torso and skinny legs. What we've got are lifts on the top row, cardio in the middle, and then steps across the bottom. And I'm gonna just quickly go over steps first because that's the one that I do every single day. My goal is to have at least 9,000 steps every day. And so the way I do that is I've just got an activity tracker watch and I go for a bunch of walks during the day. My cardio does count for those. So if I do, say, a long cardio on Saturday, that counts towards my step goal. I'm not doing cardio plus an additional 9,000 steps, but what we've got is Mondays I have upper body and I do everything. So shoulders, chest, back, arms, and I do that on both Mondays and Thursdays. They're different workouts, but I pretty much do the exact same thing every Monday and every Wednesday. I don't mix it up. I have a plan that I follow. Tuesdays and Fridays I do legs and I also do forearms. That's kind of something that I've just been working on because I need bigger forearms in general. And the reason I do those on my leg days is because I need to preserve my grip strength for in order to do forearms, and I do them at the end of the day. So we put them in on a day where I'm not using my arms. And then Wednesdays are a little different. Wednesdays I do only shoulders, and that's something that I think is really kind of popular in some people's programs, is to do a split where you have 2 upper days, 2 lower days, and 1 day where you focus on one thing specifically. For me this round, it's shoulders. We're trying to really build my shoulders out to give me more of a triangle shape as my art skills show up here. But yeah, leg day, I hit all of every part of the leg, quads, hamstrings, glutes, calves. Yeah, so cardio I probably don't do as much as I should do. I think that they recommend you do like an hour and a half or more of cardio per week, and I think I'm right at an hour and a half, maybe a little over at 106 minutes. I do on Mondays, and I always do my same cardios on the same days because I don't like to stack them on my leg days because I'm already gassed. So on my Mondays, I do a 15-minute steady state. I just try and get my heart rate up to above 140 is around where I feel out of breath, but not like I'm dying the whole time, is kind of where I like to have my steady state at. And it's the same thing for my Wednesdays, 25 minutes of steady state. But then on Thursdays, I do a little bit more of a HIIT workout. I do 10-minute warm-up at steady state. Then I do 5 minutes hard, 3 minutes easy, and then 5 minutes hard, 3 minutes easy again. And then I call it. And then Saturday is my hardest cardio, and that's why it's alone here. I do my 10-minute warm up, then I do kind of 5-minute increments. I do 3 minutes very, very hard, 2 minutes easy, and then I alternate that until I hit 40 minutes. So it ends up being 6 rounds of very, very hard, very easy. And like I said, those count towards my step goals for the day. I usually get a little bit over the 9,000. My minimum is 9,000 steps per day. Usually on my Saturday and Sunday, I get more steps because we're out doing stuff. Yeah, and then so my total cardio count for the week ends up being 106 minutes of cardio, and my steps end up being over 63,000 per week. And then a little bit on my lifts. I just more recently started paying attention to the metrics on my watch for my lifts, and for a regular workout, if I'm not doing cardio at the gym as well, my lifts will take me about an hour to an hour and 10 minutes. But I track the actual workouts that I'm doing, the times that I'm working out, and it turns out I've only got like 25 minutes of working time, and the rest is rest. So when I'm in the gym for an hour, only about 25 minutes of that is actually doing work, and then the rest is rest. So yeah, if I'm ever gone for 2 hours at the gym, you know that only like an hour of that was actually working out, I guess. And the rest is me resting in between sets and drinking water, talking to some gym bros. But yeah, so that's kind of what I put together for this. I don't know if I'm going to film some more or if we're just going to call it there, but yeah, I circled the specific areas I work out. And I should also probably mention I do a little bit of abs on my 2 leg days. So my Tuesday and Friday I do a little bit of abs. My abs are pretty pronounced, but kind of the idea there is for it to not require me to get as lean for my abs to show up. So if I'm hitting that front pose, if I have more pronounced abs, I don't have to breathe all my air out as aggressively so that they're really popping. I can breathe in some air to kind of make my chest look fuller. I don't know if it's going to work out for us. Hopefully it does, but yeah. So yeah, that's it. I don't know what else to say, so I will see you guys in the next clip maybe. Bye. Hey guys, one final little update before we go. I realized that I forgot to touch on why I do cardio. Most of the time on prep, you modify your cardio so that you can get extra work in, so that you can burn a few extra calories here and there. I don't actually really need that. If given the option between eating less food and doing a little bit more cardio, I'll definitely take more cardio. But for me, cardio is strictly for health reasons. Maybe a little bit it's for weight loss, but we don't modify my cardio a whole lot during prep. And that's it. I will be taking questions now. No questions? Okay, good. So I don't know what I'm going to talk about next week. I got to come up with that. So if anyone has any suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, I will come up with something and yeah, figure it out, I guess. Okay, I will see you guys in the next one. Okay, bye.